One of the many million species, Homo sapiens, is now co-opting about a quarter of all photosynthetic products for its own use. The words from Paul Ehrlich help us to understand the fascinating, complex and incredible story of our species after only 200,000 years from its appearance on Earth. Accounting for this pathway is a difficult task that goes beyond the purposes of our talk. However, we are interested to think about a single aspect of the astonishing changes that have occurred in the relationship of humankind and nature, the role of energy use in advances of human civilization. Since its appearance, humankind learned how to manage increasingly large energy flows. Although the evidence of this behavior has become manifest only over the past 2 centuries, its roots lie deep in the Stone Age, at the early stage of the Paleolithic period. Over a long time period, until the dawning of Industrial Revolution, humankind accessed only 2 natural energy resources: muscular power from humans and animals, running waters, wind energy, and fuels from organic feedstocks. Early energy uses of humankind were based on biological energy elaborated in human organisms. Indeed, it was used on external bodies with the aim to modify the environment and obtain a benefit from heat. 3 different interactions can be identified: direct, acting by contact; direct, acting through an intermediate tool; indirect, controlling through technological artifacts energy flows from external sources like animals, wind, or waters. In the Paleolithic period, energy uses were limited to the attainment of food through hunting and gathering and the sheltering from climate and other predators. In pre-industrial societies, the progressive control of the environment for humankind can be described symbolically by 3 achievements in energy control. In chronological order, these 3 milestones were technology, control of fire, and agriculture. In this context, when we talk about technology, we refer to its broader meaning, that is the skill to build and use tools that are not available in nature. Early artifacts were used to easily manage our daily works, such as food preparation, hunting, transportation of heavy objects, and the construction of shelters. These tools were used to transfer muscular power more efficiently. For example, oils were used to concentrate human muscular force by reducing contact surfaces. A breakthrough was the control of fire, achieved about 700,000 years ago, that radically changed human life. The Greek myth of Prometheus well represents the impact of this innovation. Indeed, it was so important to be considered by our ancestors like a sacred gift from gods. The availability of a high-temperature heat source entailed important advantages such as cooking, warmth, and protection. In fact, high temperatures softened fibers and were able to destroy toxins of foods that might otherwise have been unusable. It is worthwhile noting that through these innovations, humankind did nothing but increase efficiency in the parasitic use of 2 groups of biological converters: plants and animals. Essentially, humans remained parasites, although more and more efficiently. The last achievement of prehistorical societies was agriculture around 11,500 years ago, at the end of the last ice age and the beginning of the Holocene epoch. Agriculture is considered a milestone in human society in what it describes a shift to intensification. This is the ensemble of new technologies and lifeways through which humankind harnessed more resources from a given area of land. By means of agriculture, humankind was capable to increase the available quantity of plants and animals, therefore widening energy availability. In fact, human societies could provide their own and domestic animals food by controlling crops. Few key innovations drove early achievements in agriculture. Among the others, it is worth mentioning domestication, shifting cultivation, use of draft animals, organic fertilizers, and artificial irrigation. All these innovations improved energy productivity of crops. This quantity is the ratio of the net energy available from food and the energy expenditure for production. The latter quantity includes, for instance, food for humans and animals engaged in production. Energy return on invested energy always exceeded the value of 10 and was most likely around 20. The increased pace of technological innovation soon concerned with the use of inanimate energy from wind and running waters. Even in this case, agricultural productivity had a great gain since water and windmills improved flour milling processes. Moreover, wind and running water energy were used to power early irrigation systems which could supply enough water to sustain photosynthetic processes for food production. The ability of harvesting wind and water energy was also crucial for sailing. Ships contributed to early economic development and in general to expand transportation and information capability of humankind. It is not by chance that past major civilizations flourished close to rivers or coastlines. Following all these innovations of the Neolithic period, humans ceased to be simple heterotrophs. Since then, they became increasingly sophisticated manipulators of solar flows and builders of complex societies.